Alright, so yesterday we looked at 3 of the male execs from Google and what they had to say the day after the election. Now we look at 2 females. Now, I didn't do this. I didn't fucking edit this like this. This is the way they had them come up. I had 3 guys, not 2 women. Right? So we're going to look at that. And then we'll go into the Q&A stuff. We'll do that tomorrow. This video is another 10 minutes of this, so it's probably going to be another about half an hour or so. And then tomorrow, it's probably going to be a good half hour. So you're looking at about an hour long video there. Somewhat like. So, we'll dive straight in. If you think the guys were weird and scary, man, the girls don't even fucking sugarcoat it. These women are pretty fucking blatant. Pretty fucking stupid too. So we'll get into all that shit when it comes to it. Here we go.
So for what it's worth, I've been a very long time Hillary supporter.
Well, it's worth fuck all.
But as Kent said, the most important thing is I very much respect the outcome of the democratic process, and who any one of us voted for is really not the point, because the values that are held dear at this company transcend politics.
That's a scary fucking statement. Values that are held dear at this company transcend politics. There's that unbiasedness. Yeah, totally believe you when you say that. Bullshit.
Because we're going to constantly fight to preserve them.
No matter what it takes. You can almost hear that, no matter what it takes. No matter how dirty we have to get, we're going to constantly fight for our values, because fuck what anybody else thinks, right?
I want to take you back to 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday night. I was at home with friends and family watching the election returns, and as we started to see the direction of the voting, I reached out to someone close to me who was at the Javits Center where the big celebration was supposed to occur in New York City.
I think there was a big celebration in New York City. Wasn't it? Wasn't Donald Trump in New York City that night? Yeah, that was a big celebration.
Somebody who'd been working on the campaign. And I just sent him a note and said, are you okay? It looks like it's going the wrong way.
The wrong way. More of that unbiased fairness. The wrong way.
And I got back a very sad short text that read, "People are leaving, staff is crying, we're gonna lose."
Ha ha. Look at this shit, man. She can't even keep herself together. Fucking, oh my god. They're not even professional. There's not even professionalism in this. It was ridiculous.
That was the first moment I really felt like we were going to lose. And it was this massive, kick in the gut that we were going to lose. And it was really painful.
Just these soft people, man. Whatever happened to fucking being an adult? Suck it up. You lost. Dry your eyes. And go on with life. We have produced such soft individuals that just can't handle shit. This is not good.
And the thing that hit me, and I've talked about it here before, was like Sergei, my father was a refugee, and we moved to this country. And
was he a legal refugee? 'Cause that is fine.
As a child, what I was always told is he fought hard, worked hard to get my sister and brother and I to this country because he wanted us to grow up in a place unlike what he had, a place where you would never be discriminated against based on who you were, the color of your skin, your religion, your beliefs.
Well, unfortunately, America has never been that. I say unfortunately because it is unfortunate, but America's never been that. So I don't know who the fuck your father's talking about. We've never been that way. It sucks that we've never been that way. It is unfortunate, in my opinion, that we've never been that way. But there's always been that. So I don't know what the fuck your dad's talking about.
And that's the thing that kept going through my head on Tuesday. And it did feel like a ton of bricks dropped on my chest, and I've had a chance to talk to a lot of fellow Googlers, and people have said different words, similar concept, how painful this is. But I think there are three really important things that we should think about and talk about.
Anytime they have a list of important things to talk about, I'm just like, here we fucking go.
First, throughout the campaign, Hillary said, "We are a great country because we are a good country."
Yeah, and that's why she lost, because she was a shit candidate.
And I firmly believe that. We are a good country. Second, one of the things that really struck me in her concession speech the next morning is she said, "Please never stop believing that fighting for what's right is worth it."
And I would agree with that. Fighting for what is right is worth it. But only if you're fighting for what is right. Hitler thought he was right too. Right? Like, we all do understand that. You can believe that terrible, terrible actions are right. Right? Like, we get that, right? We do understand that terrible people do terrible things because they think it's right. It's not always because they want to just fucking hurt people. Sometimes it's because they're terribly misaligned.
And that is critical. We all have an obligation to fight for what's right and to never stop fighting for what's right.
It's an obligation. I do agree that we have an obligation to fight for what's right. But you have to be on the right side of what's right. Otherwise, you're fighting for what's not right. It's like the zealotry. It's stunning. It's almost like, how do you even talk to these people? How can you even convince them that maybe what they think is right isn't right for everybody? They don't care. I don't care if it's right for you. It's right for me, so fuck you.
And that's one of the many things that I think makes this company so beautiful. Our values are strong. We will fight to protect them, and we will use the great strength and resources and reach we have to continue to advance really important values.
It's very scary. We're going to use all of the resources we have to advance our values, no matter what anybody else thinks. Very scary shit here.
And the third message that's super important is the message from the election that a lot of people clearly felt disenfranchised, left out. We talk a lot about rising inequality, but how corrosive rising inequality is the other really important message from this.
I mean, it's stunning to me how much they don't get it. It isn't rising inequality. It's all the social justice bullshit, all the tribalism you guys promote. That's why you lost. All of your values that you support. That's why you lost. You threw your values out there. Hillary Clinton threw your values out there. And the American people said, fuck all that. You don't get it. We don't like your values. Because your values are oppressive and control freakish. So fuck off with them. That's what you should have got. Maybe we're thinking about this the wrong fucking way. But no, you just stomped your fucking feet and said, no. You just don't understand. We understand, and we don't like it.
And on that, we similarly have a very important role to play, as do many others. So I think the main thing I just wanted to say is give yourself time and space to deal with whatever you're going through. Healing is a process. It does take time.
Healing is a process. It does take time. You know, when Obama won, I was just like, my mind was blown. I was like, I can't believe that this bullshit fucking carried him through to a win. You know, I was like, man, this is gonna be fucked up. I told a lot of people within 6 months you're going to regret it. It took a lot less time for that than for some people, but sooner or later everybody kind of regretted it. And I didn't feel that I needed time for healing. It was, we'll see what happens, and we'll just hope that he's like every other politician and doesn't really do much of anything. But I didn't need healing. I didn't need to take time. These are weak people. Why does anybody support this fucking weakness? Grow the fuck up.
But one thing that makes Alphabet, Google so special is this term I heard. I'd never heard it before I got here, which is this is a place where you can bring your whole self to work.
Yeah, it makes me laugh because I'm honestly sitting here watching this thinking to myself, I wonder if James Damore is sitting in the audience for this. All those people that are suing Google for the discrimination, all that shit. I wonder if these people are sitting in the audience listening to this, going, yeah, sure, you're up there crying about how Hillary lost. If I was a person that voted for Donald Trump, sitting in that audience, it gets even more ridiculous. Like, they really kind of try and drive that shit home, and my mind is fucking blown by this. I don't understand how they can say these things during the fucking meeting they're having and expect anybody to not be like, bullshit!
And we want everybody, wherever you were on the political spectrum, whatever it is, it's about respect for one another and continuing to ensure that we do that and making this a safe place where it's super clear. Everyone can bring their whole self to work.
Well, what if you don't support your values? Does that count for people like that too? I don't think so.
And be respected. So showing kindness to everyone around you is the most important thing. I feel super blessed to have had the opportunity to be a part of this community, and especially at times like now.
It's really weird. There's so many times where they say things and it's like, this isn't a funeral. Why are you treating this like it's a fucking funeral? You lost an election. Nobody's died. It's not like the president of the company passed away. I could see many of the things they say, many of the sentiments. It's just really, we gotta focus on kindness at times like this. Like, it really shows what a demonic monster these people made Donald Trump up to be entirely in their heads.
So yesterday, Eileen and I had a town hall for some of our orgs, and I suggested that what we all need right now is a hug. So everybody, if you could turn around or go to the person next to you and do a hug.
We're going to skip the fucking hug fest.
Thank you. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Eileen.
All right, now Eileen, I gotta say that me personally, just the type of person I am, Eileen is an HR person. I fucking despise HR people. I have a lot of good reason to. I haven't met an HR person yet that I didn't like. I don't like them. They're a product of just the weakness that goes on. And man, this chick, get ready to watch my fucking head explode, folks. Because it's gonna happen.
I'm Eileen. I lead people operations at Google. I've been participating in TGIFs for about 10 years from remote offices in New York and London. And I kind of always imagine my first time up here and people ought to be good news around Google Geist or something, but here we are.
Just her whole demeanor. She's like every fucking HR person. Fucking trust falls. The answer is always fucking trust falls. I had an HR person that literally proposed trust falls. And I'm like, We're workers. Like, that may work in the offices, and all you guys can sit around and jerk each other off and do that dumb fuck bullshit, but at the end of the day, we do the work. We're not going to fucking sit in here for an hour and listen to you talk about how we need to get in touch with each other's feelings and then do fucking trust falls. There's work to be done out there. Don't even bring that bullshit up because I won't take part. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
And you know, we talk a lot, and we all know it. We talk a lot about what it is to be googly.
What it is to be googly? Oh, fuck, man. It's really the difference between office workers and real workers. To be googly, man, oh god, I would never make it. I would never make it at Google, because every time somebody said googly in a fucking meeting, I'd go, ah!
And I've seen so many instances and examples of googliness.
Ah!
In the last 2 days, the hug is one. I've seen open and heartfelt communications. I've seen people feel safe sharing their thoughts, their dreams, their fears.
Yeah. It feels safe. All the way up until you fire them.
I've seen Googlers show up for each other, spontaneous groups of employee resource groups, holding sessions, sharing notes, sharing resources.
Crying in each other's arms.
Tips for how to get through hard times. I've seen gratitude, and I've seen a lot of kindness these last few days. So let's try to internalize the kindness and keep it with us.
Dude, seriously, I'm thinking to myself this whole time, I wonder if James Damore is sitting in the audience. I wonder if he's like seen that this has come out, and if he's watching this thinking to himself, you motherfuckers.
I've seen Googlers talk about their differences from a place of tolerance and respect, and that's very heartening.
And please give me everybody who doesn't agree with our values' name so that we can expedite the removal process, so that we can terminate these motherfuckers.
And I've seen us try to intellectualize and understand the election result, much as Googlers earlier this year when I was in London tried to understand the vote of the British people to exit the European Union.
It's not tough. You just look at Sweden and what's going on there, and then you can go, that's why.
And just like with Brexit, I'm seeing Googlers who are full of fear. They're full of fear about the future. They're full of fear about what the uncertainty means for them and their families. And so since I'm in People Ops, a lot of the questions I'm getting are how the Trump presidency might impact things like benefits and visas and jobs. So
benefits and visas and jobs. Like, he's not going to take away health care. He's not going to shut down hospitals. Legal visas, legal immigration, he never said one time that he was against. And all he ever did was talk about wanting to bring more jobs into this country. The confusion confuses me.
There's a tremendous amount we don't know. I would just advise us all to be calm. You know, there's a GCOM place that you can go to and just take a breath.
And cry.
It's obviously too soon to tell what the longer-term implications of the election will be, but we're watching closely. And in the meantime, I thought I'd address 3 or 4 of the topics that we're hearing the most about. And first and foremost is immigration. We have nearly 10,000 Googlers in the U.S. On visas. Very understandably, those of you who are working here, who have families here, or in the process of renewing or getting visas are probably very concerned. So here's what we know. There is, for the time being, and absent any policy recommendation from the Obama administration, there's no change, right? Googlers should not expect to be hassled entering the border. There should be no change in your status.
Yeah, as long as you're legal, no change.
We also know that the nature of the U.S. immigration system is such that it makes, and there are legal limitations, it makes any immediate changes after January's inauguration of the new administration. Highly unlikely. But we, of course, will keep a close watch on this. Our policy office in DC is all over it, and we will keep you informed, but we will keep Googlers' interests at heart, and we will, of course, fight to retain all the visas and then some, because we keep adding to this.
Are you adding unskilled laborers in that? All the immigrants that are fleeing up north, all of the people that are coming in illegally, are you working to get them visas? You know, legal visas? No, of course not, because they have no fucking skills. You don't care about actually helping them. You just care about telling people that you want to help them. That's fucking all it is. You take the best and the brightest from countries around the world. You deplete that resource and wonder why they're struggling.
On the other hand, it's heartening also to know Google has operations in more than 50 countries. And at Google, because our people come first, we've worked really hard to find you, to help you grow. We're going to keep you. We're going to keep you here, I hope.
Yeah, because we want the smart people. Fuck all the rest of them. Like, and it amazes me that people are going to be watching this going, wow, that's fucked up. I never realized. You never realized that Google isn't taking the fucking fruit pickers? Really? That never dawned on you? That they don't give a shit about the lowly people? They want to take the fucking smart ones. Why? Because that's what they want. And what does that do to other countries when their best and brightest are being scooped up and taken away? It leaves a void there. And that's why there's so much poverty in other countries. That's why there's so many fucking problems in other countries. It took smart people to get us where we are. It's going to take smart people to get them where we are. It's never going to happen as long as we keep stealing that resource from these other countries. Don't fool yourself, folks. It's been right in front of you the whole time.
But we have also taken a position for the past 10 years with the U.S. government to fix what is a very broken immigration system in this country, and we are going to continue to take that fight forward. So,
see, and there it is. There's the virtue signaling. We want to keep all the good people, all the smart people, all of you smart Googlers. We want to keep all you guys so we can keep being all googly and shit. But we also really want to work on our broken immigration system because we need poor people to lord over after all at the end of the day. They're assholes. They're misaligned. This is their value set.
nothing should be changing there in the near term that we can see. The second question is around internal mobility. Can I move to Canada?
Yes. Please. Move to Canada. Just fuck right off.
Now, one could guesstimate that at least 50% of Americans are interested in moving to Canada right now.
Good luck with that. Tell me about how awesome the healthcare is when you get there. And find out it's going to be a 5-year wait for you to get a fucking general practitioner.
And that might mean maybe at least 50% of Googlers might be interested in moving to Canada. Toronto and Waterloo can't handle us all, I'm afraid.
And right there, this dumb bitch defines so perfectly the problem with their value set regarding immigration. Funny how the Google plexes up in fucking Canada can't take everybody. Yet somehow America can take everybody. I get it. There's a big difference. You got a large company with a large amount of people and an entire huge country, but at the same time, you motherfuckers think we can take a huge amount of people. They get it on the small scale. They don't get it on the fucking global scale. And that's the fucking problem. They think too big and don't pay attention to the scale difference. it just, willful ignorance pisses me off so much. Don't sit there and talk about how you're fighting for immigration reform because you want to bring so many more immigrants into this country, and at the same time say, but don't think you can all move to Canada. They can't take that many immigrants. Fucking assholes.
But look, we move people at Google all the time. I just moved here to California 6-7 weeks ago. We moved 8,900 people in the last 12 months. We expect we'll be moving well more than 10,000 next year. So we care about your talent development and mobility independent of this election. So for those of you interested, pay attention. We do move people around. And we have the most amazing collection of talent in any corporation in our space. We are not going to lose talent for lack of comfort in staying in this country.
It's just so weird. Like cults do that. They move their people around. You get to a point where, maybe you've been around it so much, maybe you start thinking, man, the whole googly thing, it's kind of fucking douchey. So then they kind of move you around. You always got to kind of keep it shifting so that nobody ever really gets comfortable where they're at. I don't know. Just the whole structure just weirds me out. It's a really fucking odd vibe.
So that's that. The next thing I've heard some concerns around are benefits, and what does this mean, especially from Googlers who are concerned about benefits for their same-sex partners. We are here behind you. We have led in this area. We will not in any way change our benefits. That is completely...
And honestly, my opinion on that sort of shit is it's the insurance companies. The insurance companies don't want to insure 4 breasts. They don't want to insure 2 prostates. 2 breasts, 1 prostate. That's it. That's what they want to insure. I really think that is the insurance companies are really the ones behind the whole we can't have same-sex marriage. I support same-sex marriage because I don't fucking understand why the fuck anybody gives a shit. I don't understand why it's an issue. If you guys want to get married, you ladies want to get married, you can find a church, chapel, whatever. There's all manner of different types of religions out there. Most of them nowadays don't give a shit. Awesome. Get married. I don't understand why it ever had to become a governmental issue. And I think that's what it is. Because the insurance companies didn't like the idea of, oh my God, breast cancer is expensive. And we don't want to cover 4 breasts. We don't want to cover 2 prostates. I really think that's what it was. I really think that's where the whole problem lies. And fine, awesome, that's great. If they want to, man, do it. Awesome, great. I have no problem with that. Really, honestly, I don't. And I never understood why people did. Who gives a shit who gets married to who?
And we're very proud to take a very public stand on that issue, so nothing else changes there. And then finally on diversity and inclusion, I think it's fairly obvious that Google leans largely liberal and democratic, but
For all those times that they say we're unbiased, that right there puts the fucking lie to it. It's their HR person. Or their people ops person, which is even fucking weirder than human resources. People ops. Whatever. But nevertheless, there you go. Is there really any question left?
I do want to be clear that diversity also means diversity of opinion and political persuasion, and we value and welcome perspectives from all sides of the political spectrum. So,
really? Let's ask James Damore about that. Oh wait, he's fired because he had a different opinion that you just couldn't respect. Couldn't even give enough time to actually read it and attempt to understand it. Again, all of this bullshit.
I have heard from some conservative Googlers lately in the past 2 days that they haven't felt entirely comfortable revealing who they are when these conversations come up at work.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Could it possibly be because the last chick was breaking down fucking crying about this shit? I don't know. Could it be the general funeral vibe of this whole meeting? Yeah, Everything you're about to say about how we should be welcoming to that shit, totally gonna be on fucking believing that. Sure.
And so I believe we need to do better. We need to be tolerant, inclusive, try to understand each other in this area. And, you know, just to emphasize what Sundar said in opening, and Sergey as well, you know, the very core values of civility, inclusion, respect.
They're not what you purport. They're not what you put off. In a big way, all those things you just listed, you're being sued over the lack of it. Not even a year later, I think. You're being sued over all this. So, forgive me if I don't buy it.
Are what have always guided us and will continue to do so.
Yeah, the first three guys, they were very weird. It was very cultish, especially Ken. But these two, man, just fucking really got under my skin. It just pisses me off so much. The hypocrisy, the dumb fuckery, the bullshit, we're saying this one thing, but at the same time, you know, Canada can't take us all. No shit. Well, and you don't understand Brexit. You don't understand why Donald Trump was elected. Yet you understand how Canada can't take you all. It just fucking blows my mind. It really just blows my mind. How anybody believes a fucking word that any of these people, how all of these people in this audience, not one of them, when it came time for Q&A, and we'll get into that tomorrow, and man, you want to watch my fucking head really explode, wait until tomorrow. I'm going to get super fucking pissed about some of this shit tomorrow. But fucking not one of them sat up there and said, so if we're all about immigration, why the fuck can't Canada take all of us if we all want to go? Why do they get to pick and choose, yet we don't believe the country should be able to? What's up with that? And why is it that we take the best and brightest? Where's all of our low-skilled workers? It's just fucking infuriating, folks. It really just pisses me off. What's right is right, as long as it's right for me. Fuck all the rest of you. That's what I get out of all this. What I believe goes, and if you disagree, ask James Damore what happens.